So welcome to French countryside life. We find ourselves today not in the woodshed. We are in the bread oven.
Correct, sir.
Yes, indeed. Surrounded by this bunch of ne'er-do-wells. So we've got John, who owns a fishing lake. We've got Danny, Frank, and Stuart.
How you doing?
So I was speaking to you earlier. You've been here 18 years. 18 years. So what was you doing before?
In England?
Yeah.
Just building, same as here.
Just building, yeah. Yeah. And when you came here, did you find it as easy or
Harder to get
more
started.
difficult, harder to get started? Yeah.
Once you get started, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
It's just getting started.
Yeah. So you do roofing, Stuart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you find it as difficult to get started, or was it
Yeah,
plenty of work?
No, it's difficult at the beginning. You've got to just build your own client base up, really,
Yeah.
and then, like I said, then it's recommendations, and then you just build from slowly. So just like the same as the UK, really, but in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I first met John at the recycling place. I was unloading, and
John Maloney.
this fella kept
Stuff on them.
this fella kept looking at me, and I said hello, and he said hello back. Turns out we was both chauffeurs
Right.
in London. What a chances! So we've got chatting, and as I say, been down here fishing a few times. And what about yourself, Dan? What's your story? How'd you end up here?
I think the police.
Chased him out of England.
Well, I think I was one of the lucky ones.
Right.
I didn't do anything in the UK before I came here.
Okay.
I retired at 45,
Nice.
penniless, pensioner, you know.
Okay.
Came here because I found England that stressful that I knew I was going to get put away if I didn't come away.
Yeah. I think the UK is that much more stressful to live, isn't it? You know, with the traffic. It used to drive me mad, all the traffic. Same with you, John, wasn't it?
Well, I was a London bus driver from 21 until I was about 38 or 39. I was a London bus driver, and now the thought of even going in London, and when I look at the buses, I think I can't believe we used to drive them.
Yeah.
I was a night bus driver,
No.
and we
Some
used to
stories
get
to tell me
problems.
that.
Yeah, some yeah, but some I can't.
Not on daytime.
Not a daytime TV, yeah. But also, my wife might see it.
That wasn't be worth money.
Go on, John. Don't be shy.
But no. And then being a chauffeur in London, driving a rather expensive car around London, and you get every idiot in every transit van or whatever wants to cut you up or have a race for you and whatever.
Especially bloody builders, isn't it?
Builders, yeah, worse. But no, you come out here. What's our traffic jam? When we leave here, if Mr. Jarry's taking the cows from one field to the other, might wait 5 minutes because there's 80 cows crossing the road. There's not. Where's our nearest traffic light from here? Allenson, Mayen, 15 miles away. Where's our nearest width restriction? Probably the same, isn't it? 15 miles away. There is no traffic. You know,
That's the
that's
first
just
time I
brilliant.
thought about that.
Yeah.
How far traffic light is.
Yeah.
Our nearest shops are at Valan, which is about 10 kilometres. I come out of here, I can put it on cruise control, 60 kilometres or 90 kilometres, whatever. You don't touch the brake, come off it, you can go there, boom, virtually any time of the day. Where can you do that?
Yeah.
In
I
London.
think the opposite side of that is you can't phone and have a curry delivered.
No.
You know,
What
you can't.
do you want a curry for?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you do miss it.
Yeah, you do miss it.
You
You can get a pizza. You can get a pizza from Valennes, and you can get them from Crown
That's
Pie.
nice, yeah.
You know,
That's
and we go to the Chinese, don't we?
Yeah.
At Mayenne, but yeah,
There's no deliveries.
there's no deliveries.
No. But what else would you say that you really miss?
Nothing.
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 Plenty of shaking heads here. John,
I do miss a nice pint of beer, and we're quite blessed here because we have got an English pub here, well, a so-called English pub not too far away, sort of 6 kilometres, which is nothing. But it's still not quite the same as going into a typical old, maybe real English pub. you know, 16th century pub where you can get a nice pint of beer and that sort of thing. I do miss that. So does Trays as well, but that wouldn't be the biggest reason to go back to England just for a pub.
The French pub's like having a drink in someone's living room.
Yeah.
It's what it's like going into a French pub. It's like drinking in someone's living room.
Yeah.
They're not bars. It's like a Malamine top. It's just a different way of life. It's just laid back.
Yeah.
Stress free.
When I first come here, this place was like England 40 years ago.
I've heard that
They haven't
before.
caught
Actually.
up.
Yeah.
They haven't caught up, but they're catching up.
Slowly.
Slowly.
38 years
Not
behind
for the
now.
better though, John.
38 years behind now, I think, probably.
Not for the better.
No. But the one thing I could say though, I mean, crime is sort of non-existent, isn't it, to a certain degree?
You don't
You
get.
get
You don't
pilfering.
hear much of it.
You get pilfering, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't really think you're going to get broken into and have your house ransacked or stuff like that. I mean, I've had a chainsaw stolen, you know, in 8 years.
Well, from here.
From here, yeah.
But the other toss of the coin is, and we probably a lot of us do it. You pull up at a supermarket, you get out your van, you don't lock it, you go get your stuff, come out, and you're still there.
Yeah.
In England, if that van wasn't locked,
Yeah, it'll be gone.
it'd be gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely gone.
You know, yeah, everything with it. That's the trouble, yeah.
When we first come, we went into our local village, and we were talking about this. Part of the car got out. The guy in front had actually put his key in the door to lock it, turned around and left. The keys were in the bloody door. God knows where it was, but it was still there when they come back.
I mean, that's what
England, they'd go, oh look, they left my key and all.
The worst one I heard here was 4 youths, French youths, siphoned the diesel out of the lorries down in Vilaine in the woodyard, and unfortunately for them, the neighbouring works had cameras on and got 3 of them. The gendarmes fetched them in, and while they were doing what they do with them, this woman turned up in the gendarmerie and said, here's the 4th one, it's my son. And brought her own son in.
Yeah.
You know, and if that's the attitude, then good, you know, power to the elbow.
We're lucky though, aren't we? I mean, you think about it, we're all about crime and everything. We're lucky because we're living in the country.
Right, rural, yeah.
You go to Laval and them, you're going to have crime.
Of course, yeah, of course.
We're
Paris,
just
yeah,
lucky
yeah,
we
well,
don't have
yeah,
it.
you can't,
Well,
yeah.
they haven't
No.
built a high security prison in Alençon for free, have they?
Yeah.
You know, it's not.
I mean, go to a place like Marseille. It's probably dangerous.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Big city, if you go in any of the big cities, it'll be there.
Yeah.
It's just where we are, it isn't.
Yeah.
But a French guy told me when I first come here, and it's always stuck with me, if anything gets stolen, look to your own. And he was talking about look to the Brits,
Right.
which is a sad thing to be.
Yeah.
But he said, you think you got anything missing, look to your own. And it sticks with you. It does. But, you know, we're in rural France, like you're saying.
Well, the amount of times Stu's been here and you've left all your fishing,
Yeah, just leave it.
just leave it around the side of the bank, don't you? You've got. Well, if Bev's looking, you've only got 100 quid's worth.
Yeah, that's right, John. That's correct, sir. If she's not looking,
If she's not looking,
bank manager might be. So
yeah, bank manager might be, yeah.
How many times have we fished with the French, with the big matches on the barrage places?
Walk off for your dinner.
You know, you've got a few bobs worth of tackle there, and they blow the whistle at dinner time to go for lunch, and they just leave it all on the river. They just leave it, go for dinner.
So when you're both working,
Sorry.
I was going to say, and you to some extent, when you're both working, do you work the French way? Do you do like the 2 hours lunch break and
No,
do you
no,
just,
no.
carry on through 15
Yeah.
minutes. That's it.
Yeah. Because I've just started working and I've only done a few jobs, and I did the same thing. I don't know what I do for
2
an
hours.
hour.
Yeah,
Or 2 hours.
Yeah,
you know?
for 2 hours. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It just makes the day
I mean,
longer.
if we was working the French way, we'd go to a restaurant, have the plat du jour, and sit there for.
But then you won't be able to work.
No, if it's
After them.
But that's
How do
right.
they do
They
it?
just fall asleep, don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they do it after what they've eaten?
they? Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wonder whether they have the plat du jour and then go back to work, and then when they get home, have another meal?
Probably not.
Probably,
Probably
No,
not. They'll have a
no.
small tea. Won't they?
Yeah, just little tea.
I think the lunch is the main meal.
That is their meal. That is their meal.
Yeah. You just want to have a sleep, wouldn't you? After you've had a good dinner.
You speak for yourself.
4-course meal, you can have a wine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
No using their ornament in the afternoon.
And if you get in with the French and you get invited, you best go there with an empty stomach. Because, I mean, my neighbour, he invited me to a do, which I thought was something to do with the chasse. And when we got there, there were like 40, 50 of them there.
Yep.
Nothing to do with the chasse, it was the lad's birthday. And we, my wife, my Mandy and me were the only English people there, obviously not family. We started at midday, they packed up at 4 o'clock, they decided to have a walk around my garden, went back, carried on till 11 o'clock at night, and then when we went to say thank yous and goodbyes, they said, don't forget, tomorrow. And it all started again next day, so we had another 12 o'clock till 11 o'clock job. And there were suckling pigs, everything on the job.
Yeah.
And that was just for young lad's birthday.
That's the bonus part.
I suppose.
And especially if he supplies the pig.
Yeah.
So have you found that you've, what do they call it, integrated into your local communities? Or
You've got to.
You have to.
You've got
There's
to.
no choice.
You've got to.
If you don't, you've
just been lonely.
You won't survive if you do.
In terms of what? How do you mean? You won't survive, how do you mean?
Because a lot of the English here don't get on with other English. Or they've come to get away from them.
Right.
The French won't come and knock on your door and say you're playing out. You've got to put yourself there when they're doing stuff.
Yeah. Well,
And meet them that way.
Which is right. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
No, that's why we're here.
We've come to live the French
We've
way.
come to live their way.
Yeah.
You know,
we haven't
don't-
come for a row of fish and chip shops, have we?
No.
Don't expect someone to knock on your door and
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
No.
You've to put yourself out with them.
Yeah. I mean, every Christmas that we've been out, I've brought over, several boxes of mince pies because they don't have mince pies here.
No.
And I've been around to all the, the farms that are local to me and dished out some mince pies, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
People really appreciate it.
They do appreciate it.
I went on Christmas Eve. It would have been about 3-4 years ago. To the farm that's right next door to us. It's this old couple. It's almost like a small holding. They've got sheep and geese and chickens, all that. And walked up their drive, and there was quite a few cars there. And knocked on the door, nothing. And the door was just slightly ajar. So I stuck my head in and looked around the corner into the kitchen diner, right? And there must have been 20 people in their family all sitting there, and they're all looking at me. Got some mince pies.
I haven't brought
Just
them
put them
up.
there.
Leg it.
I haven't brought them up.
It pays to be with them, to be on their levels, and it does pay in the long run.
Oh, totally. Totally.
I mean, the feedback and everything, that you get. I mean, I had I suppose, an emotional moment with my neighbours when they had a party.
Right.
Because when we went to say cheerio on that night,
Yeah.
eventually,
Yeah.
the father, he put his arm around me and he said, "You have now a new family here in France."
Oh, bless.
And that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Mm.
Before this COVID, everybody was shaking hands and kissy.
Yeah.
They always kissed my wife 4 times.
I think they're just waiting for inheritance.
Well, yeah, well, as long as you keep bringing the wild boar, you can do all right. I mean, when they come and bring you 110 kilo boar, so there you go, get that down your neck.
You get out of it what you put in.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
simple
but
as
that's
that.
like most
really.
things in life, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
To be
but-
sensible, that's the
Yeah,
end.
but England's lost the sense of community. There ain't the
I
sense
think
of
that's-
community anymore.
I think that's long gone.
People don't know the neighbours.
Yeah.
Here, in my village, is 240 people, but you know everybody.
Someone said to me actually that there's always someone watching.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
don't do anything because there's always someone
Oh,
watching.
Don't matter where you're working, everybody knows where you're working.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
And And if you're not behaving, it'll soon get back to the mayor.
Yeah.
It'll always come back to him.
I found when we come here, probably the first 3-4 years, the French are quite standoffish.
It's interesting you should say that because Rick Stein on his tour around France, the last series he did, he was talking to his French fixer, translator, and he said, I think I finally worked out why people think the French are rude. And he said, they're not rude, they're just very formal.
Yeah, they are very formal.
You know, they're formal people, you know. They like to shake hands every time. You might see someone 15 minutes after you've just seen them and they want to shake your hand again. You know, so I think that's where people get the impression that the French are rude or rude and arrogant, and they're just not. They're just very formal people.
I think, like I said, we found the first 3-4 years they'll speak to you and all this, but you won't get pally with them. Because I think they've seen so many Brits come and go.
Yeah.
I think they say, well, let's see after 4 years if they're still here.
There he goes, yeah.
And then you'll get a little bit closer with them.
Yeah.
Because there's so many Brits have come and gone. You know, we're still here after 18 years, so there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it takes that time for them to trust
Yeah.
that you're going to be still here,
Yeah.
and people aren't wasting the time even getting involved with you.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to work side of it, you'll find it.
Yeah. But once you're in, once you don't work for the French, that's it. It just spirals out.
If they're happy,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Oh,
if they're happy, it
spirals.
just goes
Spirals.
on, continues.
Yeah.
You know.
But don't make the mistake of going, but back in England we do this.
No,
Because
sure.
the first thing they'll say to you is,
You're
you're
not
not
in
in England.
England.
If you want that, go.
Yeah.
We don't do it that way here.
No,
We do it the French way, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's correct.
and that's everything from, well, social things, work, everything.
Everything.
You know, it's like when you're fishing, just fishing. It drives me crazy when we're in a row fishing and then a French guy comes and he stands at the side of you and chucks where you're fishing. And he's spinning in. I mean, I fished with Noel the other day. I mean, there was like 300 yards of bank side and this guy come and chucked straight over him and ravelled him up.
That's how they do it.
And
That's
it's
how
just
they've
what they
always done
do.
it.
Yeah.
That's, you're in their country. That's how they do it. That's
I didn't
it.
know that.
Yeah.
There was
they come
no
to try next to it.
apologies, nothing.
No, that's how they do it.
The French doubles match the fish within
Oh,
2
yeah.
metres.
Yeah.
Two fishermen within 2 metres.
How do they do that?
That's a double.
Oh yeah.
Well, we had one here, didn't we? We had,
Yeah,
we had the
we
French,
did.
we had the French English one here.
They can use one keep net, they're that close together.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that's,
what
That's how they've always done it.
that's how they do it. You
It's,
can't, there's no point coming in and trying to change them, but why would you? We've,
No,
come,
why
we've
would
come
you?
here for it.
It's a
Yeah, that's
novelty.
right.
It's a novelty, isn't it? It's a novelty. Yeah, it's good. I can cope with this stress.
Quite clearly.
Yeah, there's no chance of me going back.
I was just going to ask actually, that was my next question. So, do you think you'll be staying or going?
They'll burn me, bury me, do what they like. I shan't be going back.
Right.
The only reason I ever go to England
Yeah.
is to take my wife to see mother-in-law.
Yeah. Of course.
I have no interest. I wouldn't go there for any other reason.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Frank?
I won't go back.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
No way.
No.
No way.
Well, we're going back next year, but it's not because of we don't like France. It's because purely with Teresa and myself, we got this. When we moved to France 10 years ago, we didn't have any grandchildren. Now we've got 6 grandchildren.
Yeah.
With unfortunately the Brexit and the COVID both coming at the same time, it's put a hell of a strain on it.
Yeah, of course, yeah, backwards and
We
forwards.
can't travel. Teresa normally goes to Hong Kong twice a year. She hasn't been for over 2 years now. She hasn't seen a new grandchild in Hong Kong. Her son from Hong Kong is moving back to England in 2023. So it'd be selfish for me, as much as I love this place, to say I'm not going. So that's
So
what
you're
we're
put
doing.
this, so you can put this place up for sale.
It'll be going up for sale. Yes, yes.
So if anybody's watching, give me a call. 10%. And I'll tell you where it is, which is cheap.
For this part of France.
It is.
This part of France, you're in rural France, and yeah, property is cheap.
But you'll get lots of visitors.
Yeah, lots of visitors. Yeah, yeah.
What most of us have bought here, you couldn't buy it in.
You couldn't
Oh,
buy.
it's madness.
No.
It's madness.
No.
We sold a 3-bedroom ex-council house, mid-terrace in Dagenham. We was only about 600 yards from the District Line tube station.
Ooh.
Put the price up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We could have bought the house that we got now twice with the money that we've got now. In fact, 2.5 times. This is, and you know, we've got a good sized house. So
I sold a 3-bedroom terraced house in Catford, South East London, which unfortunately now is not the best of areas. Things, you know, change.
you say that it's
It's still quite a good area, but
yeah,
it's not as it used to be. But then I suppose where
it's
it is
got its
now,
little areas
it's
that
got little
you
areas.
probably wouldn't want to
No.
walk along with a Sony Walkman.
No.
Sony Walkman.
We're going back to that time.
Well, we bought a 4-bedroom house with a 2-acre lake, 5 acres of ground all told, plus another house on the adjacent farm, and I had £100,000 left over.
Yeah.
You put this back in England, in Kent, Sussex, Surrey, you'd need to probably win the pools to
Well, I first
lottery.
started looking at houses. I had a share save scheme in work that was going to come to fruition, which would have, or which bought me in about 30 grand. And I knew I was going to go and buy a car with it. And Jane said, "There's no way you're doing that. You know, let's put it in the bank." So anyway, one of the fellas in work was looking on Rightmove at Spanish apartments. So after we finished on the computer, I started having a look, and I looked at France, and I saw that you could buy a house. All right, not a great house, but you could buy a house, and it's in its own land for 30 grand. And I went back to Jane and said, "Oh, you know, look at this. What do you think of this?" She said, "You're talking bollocks." and then she started having a look, and then I thought, well, you know, okay, so what else can we get? And then I found out that you can get a French mortgage even if you're not in France.
All right.
So looked into it further, and had a budget of about 150,000, 160,000, and yeah, that's a fantastic place.
You get a lot of house for 150, 160,000 quid in France.
Yeah.
Oh, crumbs, yeah.
Depends what you want. If you want something done or you want something to do, or
Yeah.
depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So people come and they want something just to live in.
Yeah.
Like me, I didn't want that. I wanted something I wanted to do.
From what I've seen, the French.
You bought yours before you came and did it while you were
Holiday.
holidaying.
From what I've seen, the French attitude towards owning a house is completely different in that they buy it to live in it.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, we've all bought houses and thinking, I've had it 15 minutes, I'll probably made about 50 quid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
and also what I've seen is that the French will buy a house, wallpaper every surface, including the ceiling, and then that's it. Once it's done, well, I've wallpapered it. Doesn't need doing.
Leave it, yeah. And
Yeah,
it's do the same in
50 years,
30 years' time.
Yeah. So completely different.
It's just the French way of living is different.
Yeah.
You go in a French house, they don't have the ornaments and the cabinets we have.
Yeah.
They're not interested. That don't do no for them.
Yeah.
They have what they're going to use
Need.
and what they need, not what they want.
I think that's why there's so many brocants full of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We went round our neighbours for a Christmas meal.
Yeah.
And we took one of them Christmas puddings what we had microwave.
I know.
Asked her for microwave. She said, "How much you didn't even know what about?"
Yeah.
I had to go home and bring microwave so we could do Christmas pudding.
Really?
Didn't have one. You know, this,
So I need one.
but these were 80-year-olds.
Yeah.
I said, "Where's your microwave?" Well, we're in. But there's no need for one, so why do I want one?
Yeah.
You know, you go in my house, it's full of ornaments and pictures, and
Yeah.
the French will have pictures of family.
Yeah.
They don't have a picture which is a painting,
Yeah.
you know, the hair weighing and all. You know, they're not
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
It's a family photograph. That's the way they are.
Fair play. That's what I say.
So,
I'd love to go like that if my wife would let me shoot. I'd get rid of the lot. Feng shui. The couch and my telly.
and the fridge, don't leave the fridge.
I'd even get rid of wife's half a couch.
Hey,
Don't delete
You know,
that.
that was going to be worth money.
You made me say it, man.
Anyway, so to sum up, we all love it.
Yeah.
We're all going to stay. Apart from you, John.
Yeah, unfortunately, sorry lads.
That's all right.
He'll be coming back,
And,
though.
Yeah, coming back, yeah.
And thanks for your time. And brilliant chat.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
thank
So,
you.
thanks very much.
Give goodbye.
Oh.
It's getting a bit cold.